is there is a huge amount of interference out there in the world at the moment. And I don't know if you've been feeling it. I've definitely been feeling it. And so we're going to focus on our glow, right? So let's go. Let's get right into this. So we are live for our pre-glow week bonus session to step more into our natural glow, because the world out there ain't very glowy right now, right? Let's be honest. So this session is going to help us to get the most out of Glow Week next week, which are my 3 free masterclasses for you to really fall in love with your body, turn your feminine magic up, and fall in love with you. So if you'd like to join us for that, I'll pop the link below. And we're going to start with exactly where you're at. So how are you feeling? How are you feeling right now? Like if you could put a word to it, what would the word be? Just let me know in your comments. What would the word be if you could put a word to it, or maybe an emoji, right? What are you feeling right now? This is where we begin, right? We actually begin. You might be feeling off kilter, hanging from the chandeliers, happy, blah, not sure, numb, anxious, worried, joyful, feeling full and just full of the joys. You could be in anywhere on that gamut, right? And there is a lot of interference out there at the moment. So I'm talking, we've got the global narcs, right? There's my affectionate term for the global narcs that are wanting to control rather than empower the human race. And that's what I'm going to say on that. We've got the energetic stuff out there. So some days feel light, don't they? Other days feel heavy. Other days feel fractious. We're in the UK right now. I'm in the UK right now. We've got high winds. I've got like 28-mile-an-hour winds going at the moment. It's kind of almost feels like it's winter already, but yet it's still warm outside. There's kind of a lot of stuff going on out there. And when I walk around outside, I'm not seeing too many people very light and joyful. They're saying hi, they're smiling, but there's not a lot of that lightness there. And so we've got the interference coming in on the one hand. We've got the dark coming in on the one hand. And on the other hand, we've also got the equinox, right? The autumn or spring equinox, wherever you live in the world, in September. And that's on the 23rd, but we're in that energy right now. And the equinox is bringing this huge light in to lift you and me higher. And so what's happening out there, just notice if that's also happening in here for you. Notice if you are, on the one hand, focusing on the light, focusing on your dreams, focusing on your mindset, you're going for it, you're taking all the actions, you are leaning into what you want, you're visualizing it, you're creating it, you're doing all the things. And at the same time, you've got some dark stuff in you that maybe you're feeling anxious, maybe you are feeling really tired, maybe you are holding yourself back, maybe you're sabotaging yourself, maybe you just feel like you're not going as fast as you want to go, maybe you're feeling concerned we're in the last quarter of the year and you're like, shit, I better get my act together. And so there's these two parts of you. There's the light and there's the dark. And so just notice for you, is that me as well? Because that's what I'm seeing across the board, actually, with so many, my clients, people I love out there in the world, where there's this sort of sense of just kind of exhaustion. And at the same time, let's go for it. And so we've got these two halves going. And so notice for yourself, what is it? If I'm wanting it and I'm craving it and I'm going for it, your emotions are therefore interfering with your mindset and your actions, right? So if you're feeling anxious, whatever you're feeling and it feels like that's in the way, this is where the work is. And so we want to be able to feel good. You and me want to be able to take our power back off the outside world. If we've been putting it onto the outside world, saying, well, it's this or it's that. No, 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 no. You and me, we want to feel good independently of the outside world. And hey, if you've walked away from narcissistic abuse, difficult relationships, toxic relationships, all of those things, then we also want to be able to feel good independently of all of that as well. So it's like, how can you and I really feel good independently of what's going on, either in the outside world or also within us, right? So I want you to be able to feel good independent of the outside world, what is happening, what is not happening, what's happening for you in your romantic life, what's happening for you with your bank account, what's happening for you in your business, what's happening for you at work, what's happening for you with your family, your health, your children, your friends, whatever is going on. How do we feel good regardless, right? How do we feel good if we're feeling flat? How do we feel even better if we've been feeling good, right? What's the key? So we always start with where we're naturally at, right? Otherwise, we're going to dull our glow, and we can feed our glow or we can slump our glow, right? So either way, let's up it, right? And this isn't going to take your energy. This is going to give you energy. And it's so interesting because I think so many people right now are valuing other things. And I just think if you're not feeling really good, if you're not feeling your glow, it's very difficult to do what you came here to do, to have fun along the way, and to actually live a really good life. We don't want to be waiting until we get what we get. We want to feel good today. Otherwise, it's another missed day. So this feeling that you have inside of you, right? This is the first stage of healing. The first stage of getting to kind of glow-tastic and feeling really good is to express, not suppress, otherwise it's BS. So to actually express how you feel, because we're not going to get stuck there, rather than suppressing it. If we suppress it and just focus on mindset, it doesn't work. It just grows. How you feel grows. And then you get this internal war where you are trying to go for it. And yet you've got all these stories running inside of you. You've got these feelings running out inside of you. It's going to say outside of you, inside of you. And actually it's right there. Whatever you're feeling right now, your emotional health is everything. And I'm not talking about crying your eyes out and crying for the next year. I'm not talking about, oh my God, I don't want to feel the negative. Like, I don't want to feel negative because then I'm going to get negative. No, negative feelings are there for us as a point of alchemy when we actually can express them out. I hear a lot of people at the moment saying, just kind of sit with your feelings. I'm like, who has time for that? In a lovely way, who has time for that? Feel them, absolutely. But to sit with them is to deny, I believe, the power they have, which is actually to release them back out of the body. So for them to be seen and heard and integrated and understood is to release. And when we release these feelings, our power comes rushing back in. Our peace comes rushing back in. We can't meditate away our feelings. We can't sit with the feelings and hope they go away. Some of them will work out their way out of our bodies for sure. But from what I've seen for the past 20 years, from all my lovely, beautiful clients, me, myself included, doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. It might feel like a nice spiritual concept, but it's not going to feel great for you long term, because we don't want to be always healing. We want to be in action, in creating. So you can have the best mindset in the world. You can wake up in the morning and go, you know what? Today's the day. I'm going to do X, Y, Z. But then if your anxiousness starts to come in at 11 a.m., right, what are you going to do? Are you going to suppress it? Are you going to suppress it with lots and lots of positive thoughts where you're like, it's okay, it's going to get better. It's blah, blah. That will work only for as long as you're thinking it. And it does work to a point. But long term, we want to address what's coming up so that there's no longer an internal war in you. So if you are having a great mindset, but that beautiful body of yours is feeling anxious, numb, exhausted, scared, dull, tired, it's difficult to move forward, let alone have that glow. So your emotional health is everything. And it's honestly, it's our emotions that can take us from blah to glow, or back from glow to blah again, right? Have you noticed that? It's our emotions that pull us out. And it's the most overlooked area for so many people I know. They focus on the spiritual health, right? They meditate and they feel all wonderful and light, but it's actually the emotions that will have the power to sustain that high or to pull you out. And most people don't really want to deal with the emotions. They want to just get to the high. They just want to get to the light, chase the light, feel the light, and be the light. But what we can do with the darker feelings that we have in them is actually address them. If you imagine that they're all like friends of yours and they're just tapping you on the shoulder, and if it's the anxiousness, it's like, hi, here I am again. And you're like, yeah, I need to think positive. And then the anger is like, well, hi. You're like, shh, I'm going to try and meditate out into peace again. I don't need to hear you. And then you've got the other parts of you, right, that are like, I feel really numb. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to eat a pot of chocolate and let's just watch some Netflix and be done with the numb feeling. And so the disconnect continues. And, you know, you can add glow with makeup, you can add glow with good hair and all of that. You can work from the outside in, absolutely. But it's actually the insides that we need to focus on. So what are you feeling right now? Right? Can you say it out loud to yourself? And can you say to yourself, that's okay. I'm feeling this right now and I'm right to feel this way. Right? Can you say that to yourself right now? Say it to me. There's no shame. There's no shame. It's a really stretchy time on our planet right now. I'm coaching right now some well-known individuals that I think the work they put out is amazing and they're going through it. I'm going through it. There's so many of us that are going through it. And it's not to say that we don't have all the amazing times as well, but it's important, I believe, to give ourselves extra support at this time, because I feel this is going to go on for the next few years. And so we need to get more robust and we need to pace ourselves and we need to support ourselves. So don't hide it. Don't beat yourself up. If there's friends that you have and you're not telling them, tell your friends. Sometimes we forget that part of that glow is connection, right? Because I'm talking right now about connection to self. But how connecting are you? How connected are you willing to be to other people as well? Because sometimes when you've walked away and you've had lots of abuse in your past, you're much more likely to do everything on your own. And your glow doesn't live there. I can tell you that. I am so practiced in doing everything on my own. It doesn't live there. And at some point, you've learned all there is to learn about doing it on your own. There's nothing left to learn. And when there's nothing left to learn, it's like, okay, what if I allow myself now to tell somebody how I've really been feeling? Because part of expressing how you feel, part of that express, don't suppress, otherwise it's BS, right? It's my little ditty, is letting your feelings out. It could be shouting them out, crying them out, right? Singing them out, but it's also speaking them out as well. Speaking them out to somebody that you feel emotionally safe with, that you're not going to need to manage their reaction to what you say. They're not going to be scared of your dark. They're not going to be scared of how you feel. I've had this with various people in my life who see me as a rock and don't have the capacity to really hold me as I'm just saying how shit something is. And then when I go back into my little shell to heal myself, because they haven't been able to be there for me, because they don't know how to deal with their dark feelings. And when I say dark feelings, I don't mean murderous, you feel like murdering somebody. I don't feel like that at all. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, you know, you're dark, right? So when you feel kind of exhausted and tired and disappointed and disillusioned and you lacking self-belief and what's the point of it all and blah, 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 any of that, I'm talking about that stuff. And for me, what I found is that then when I heal myself and I come back and I'm all like, yeah, I feel great. They're like, oh my God, you're back. I love it. Let's go hang out again. And bless them. That's wonderful for them. but they haven't dealt with their own shadows because all they're doing is spiritually bypassing yours because they spiritually bypass theirs. That's going to leave you feeling desperate inside. That's not where your glow lives, honey. That's not where your glow lives. Your glow lives in you being able to alchemize how you feel, and it starts with letting it out. So that's what we're going to do together right now. So I want you to imagine that I'm sitting opposite you right now, and I want you to tell me honestly how you're feeling. Right? There's some good stuff. There's loads of good stuff I know happening for you right now. We're not going there. I want you to tell me how you're feeling right now. Go. Just start saying it. And I can hold it. I have capacity for it very, very easily. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Tell me. And if I was to jump in, I would ask you and say, what's the worst part of this for you? What's the worst part of this for you? Disappointment and frustration. Yeah. What's the worst part of this for you? Tell me. Put it in the chat too if you want to. So as you're saying it, right, because we can be fine today, we can feel great, but there might be some niggly things there as well. And of course, we can hold the duality, right? I feel really good today, right? I feel really good today. And at the same time, there's definitely areas of my life that are stretchy, and I can speak to the truth of those because I want to alchemize this. I want to stay feeling great, but I want to alchemize this. So as you're saying it, you are already beginning to shift it, right? We're not staying here. We're not staying in the talky bit, the expressy bit, but it's important for you to get it out. So I'm going to invite you later on today to either genuinely ring somebody up that you feel emotionally safe with and tell them. If you don't have anybody that you feel emotionally safe with, or just like the people I've had in my past where they can't hold me because it triggers them, they can't deal with it, then say it out loud to yourself in a room. And that's cool, right? Because you're literally opening up the throat and you're saying it. You're actually saying it. Uncertainty. Yeah, it's a big one, I think. I think that's a big one for a lot of people right now, uncertainty. It's that kind of, I feel destabilized, I feel wobbly. Think about the global narcs that we have, right? And that's my term for them. It's very narcissistic. When you are around narcissistic people who just want to get their needs met at your expense, it's all about them, it's not about you, and they actually want to kind of crush you anyway, you feel destabilized. You don't feel stable at all. So really being able to speak it, I feel uncertain, I feel disappointed, I'm fucking disillusioned at the moment, right? I can't even think about reaching my glow right now. Glow for me feels there, or I'm glowing and I've got this happening at the same time, right? We can hold that duality. And as you move further and further into being more and more fabulously you, you can hold both at the same time. It's not either or, it can also be both. Feeling alone, having to make all the decisions and not being able to share with my family because they are not supportive of my growth. Yeah, and I really hear you with that. That is something that so many of us go through and are going through. And my experience of that is when you are surrounded by people who are doing the opposite of support, right? They're attacking, blaming, fill in the blanking. It's showing us the need for even more self-support. And even though that can feel like a really big fuck you, like, oh, great, now I've got to do even more on my own. It's more of a genuine self-support where you're like, all right, you know what? Can't go there. what part of me needs to support myself even more with my actions? And that action might be that you ask somebody else for help. That action might be that you don't do it on your own, right? But that action also might be that you fully back yourself, because that is going to guide you back to feeling really, really good again. So thanks for sharing that, because that's for so many people that have had, and there's been so many family splits over the last few years anyway. And of course, a lot of these family splits, they're kind of showing us the fractitiousness that was always there anyway. The extra light that's pouring in, right, is showing us, and it's showing us people's true intent as well. And it can be absolutely heartbreaking and really fucking hard. So I take my hat off to you if you're doing that work, right? That's a really big initiation, and you will come out of it, and you will fucking fly, and you will release yourself from it and free yourself, because you've already been built to. You've already been built to. I always say, you know, if something in the outside world is worrying you, upsetting you, hurting you, and it feels bigger than you, like it's kind of taking over, it's only reflecting back to you, right? Your power that you are yet to step into. It's just reflecting back to you your power that you're yet to step into. That's all it ever is. It's showing you how powerful you are at fill in the blank, whatever it is. Whatever it is that they're not giving you, you actually can have that 100,000,000%, you know, 100%. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. I'm glad that supported you. So today, let's do some alchemy, right? Talk it out. We're going to do some more alchemy right now, you and me, right? You ready? You ready? Okay, we're going to roar. Some of you will know this, some of you will not know this, right? We're going to turn into lions right now. There is a yoga posture called lion pose. I've taught it for many years. I teach it differently to people I've met. I use it to get our feelings out. We're going to actually let some sound out. If you are in a place and you cannot do that, just do hot air. Imagine hot air coming out. It will really, really start alchemizing for you. Or you can also roar into a cushion, right? I'm going to show you today what we're going to do first of all, and then we're going to do them together, okay? So if you are somebody that, if you're a bit sensitive as well, just kind of lean back a bit so that you don't get the full throttle of my roar. Although I think my roar is so loud, the microphone tends to not sound it out anyway. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to close our eyes. I'll show you first of all. If you already know it and you want to do 4 with me, let's go. Going to close your eyes and drop down into your body. And I want you to feel the feelings that need to get alchemized back into glow, right? Because we can alchemize dark into light anytime we want. It's never what's happening to us. It's how we are with it. Always, 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 always. So just feel what you're feeling, right? Tired, numb, who the fuck knows? I don't even know anymore. I just know that I'm not truly happy. I just know that I'm not truly feeling amazing, whatever it is. Draw it into your belly, and in a minute, we're going to roar it out. And when you roar it out, you're going to breathe directly into your belly. If you don't do a belly breath, you will scratch your throat. We don't want to breathe into the throat because that's where you'll roar from. We want to roar from the belly. You breathe in from your belly and you roar it out, right? You stick your tongue out and your eyes go up and you stick your chest out. So I like to put my hands on my thighs, stick your chest out and let it out, right? 2 rules when you roar. First one is that you roar from your gut. Second rule, you're as loud as you dare, right? Because I have never seen or met a lion that is not loud. There are no quiet, embarrassed lions as far as I can see. So closing your eyes, I'll show you the first one, but come with me if you want to. We're going to take a deep breath in through our nose and just breathe out. We've gathered that feeling in the belly. We're going to roar it out. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to stick my tongue out. Eye gaze goes up and I'm going to roar it out. All right. So whenever you're ready, close your eyes, drop down into your body, gather just the gunky stuff. And if you're feeling great and you want to feel more of it, just let out. If there's anything that you think could be in the way or you don't even know what it is, we're just going to roar anyway, right? Because we always want more. As a woman, as a goddess, as a feminine energy, we always want more. So gather whatever it is into your belly. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Stick your tongue out, eye gaze goes up, and roar it out. Ah. Close your eyes, drop down into your belly. Gather it. What is in your way from having an amazing day today? You deserve it. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Ah. Good. One more. Close your eyes, drop down into your body. Just get the last bits. You don't even need to know what they are. Just grab them, stick them in, give them a little salute. Out you go. You've breathed in, stick your tongue out, eye gaze up, stick your chest out, make this one really loud. Let it out. Ah. And just breathe, 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 breathe. You might want to move your body now, right? Move your body any way you feel like it just wants to move your body. I'm doing a very kind of delicate movement, but you might want to just completely fucking go for it, right? Let it out. Your body is not designed to hold on to your thoughts, your feelings, what she said, what they did. Your body is actually designed to move it out, right? So let yourself move it out. We don't want to stay stagnant. This is how we reach our glow, right? A lot of meditation is incredible, absolutely incredible. I meditate most days. And meditation is, I would say, a sort of more masculine pursuit. For a lot of women I know, we actually want to move more. And we've decided to do it the right way because that's what we've learned through meditation. But for me personally, I actually like to do a lot of moving meditations where I move my body. How do you feel after you roared it out? Do you feel like there's a bit more space in you? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel like there's some joy in you? You might go, actually, I want to do more of that. So fucking go for it, right? You might be roaring at me right now. Like, I can't stop roaring. What if you did this every day until we start Glow Week next week? Do you think that you're going to have risen already? I think that we will. We all will if we actually do it, right? Because I want you feeling amazing. And the lighter you are, the quicker and easier it is that you're going to lift. Tell me how that felt for you. Tell me how you felt that felt for you. Let's go, let go loads of emotion. Yes, 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 yes. You want, because processing it is actually to have it in movement. We want to have it in movement. And sometimes we don't have to do anything more than that. The first stage of healing, the first stage of alchemy is to express. And sometimes I go, oh, do you know what? That's all I needed. Do you know what? I feel good now. I'm going to go and do X. I'm ready to go and do whatever. That feeling has gone. So just notice for you as well and go, oh my God, my body's actually guiding me. You feel much lighter. Yes. feeling lighter, feeling the desire to move. Yeah, so you can just dance the rest of this little live that we're doing as I'm talking, right? If any of you want to get up and move and dance, absolutely go for it, right? Absolutely go for it. I've got I have Flourish, right? Flourish is my beautiful container for women who want to be with me monthly. And we have lots of live classes together. And one of the live classes we do each month is just letting our feelings out. And we move and we express and we let it out because it's so important, right? And you never feel like doing it beforehand and you don't think it's going to work and you can't even imagine it and whatever. But when you do it, you're like, oh, fuck, look at that. How long did that take us? A minute? Not long, right? And you could do it probably way quicker if I wasn't telling you how to do it, right? Really great to do that just physically without emotionally processing all that stuff. Absolutely, right? But it feels like I need to do more of that. Yeah. Yes. So what if you made a point? If you were going to really treat yourself beautifully over the next week, right? We've got Glow Week next week. Start doing it every single day. I have clients doing it in their cars, in toilets, right? In their back garden. I've got a client, she lives in the middle of nowhere. She's like, oh, fuck the field. But if you don't have that, scream and yell into a cushion, right? Roar into a cushion. That is good enough. Or draw, like air roar, right? You can air roar. Absolutely. Okay, let me just grab. Is there anything else? Yes. So I'm just going to look at my notes to see, because I was just talking totally off the cuff, which is cool. Yes. Yeah. So can you, every day until Glow Week, can you do this for you? Would you do this for you, darling? Where you go, you know what? I'm going to give myself this, right? And anytime I feel flat, I feel dry, I feel whatever, what if I just remember this one thing and I go, you know what? Just let it out. Because sometimes talking out is enough. And other times it isn't. We actually need to scream and shout and cry and let it out. Right? I know I make myself cry sometimes. I'll watch TV or I'll put YouTube on specifically to get my feelings out. I'll watch sad things so I can let it all out, right? A lot of people look at me and they go, you must have a great life, an easy life. I'm like, no, I just know how to get to my glow. I just know how to alchemize every feeling I have or what's going on in my life back into the light. And I work quite hard at it, actually, because I'm that important. So do this until we meet next week. We're starting Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. Glow Week is for you to really expand now on more of this. We're going to do a lot more of this, right? So if you like this, come join us. We're going to expand into our feminine magic. We're going to turn it up so that you actually glow. You actually glow next week. You don't even have to have gone on holiday next week. You're going to glow with me. That's what we're going to do, right? We're going to make it safer and easier for your body to receive pleasure, to receive abundance, to receive love. We're going to fall in love with your body and access the ancient wisdom she holds for you. It's going to be really interesting, that class. I want you being treated like a goddess in all of your relationships. You thrive and glow. This means resetting your energy. Yeah, it's nothing to do with them. The power doesn't sit with whether they're going to do whatever or not. It's nothing to do with it. It's all about us. That's our third class we're going to do together. And we're going to be getting you to treat yourself like a goddess instead of how the bad people, the horrible people did in the past, right? Whether they were narcissists, whether they were difficult people. Often what happens in these relationships is we kind of take that on. We leave them. We go, you know what? I'm still going to leave myself to last. I'm not going to honor myself. I'm going to drain myself in all the ways. We're not doing that. So we're going to access that. So you're going to really put into play some new patterns for yourself. These can last for the rest of your life, right? This is like a long-term real template that we're going to be applying to our lives. And you're going to learn how to vibrate out toxic relationships, raise your standards so that you, at the end of the 3 days together, are going to leave these masterclasses feeling energized and utterly amazing. Now, in these masterclasses, I'll also be sharing with you how you can work with me further. I've got an amazing course coming up that's going to be all of this. But these 3 classes could be a course in of themselves. Like it's literally, these classes are gold. And what I'm teaching you in these 3 classes is what I teach my amazing private clients. So these classes are only going to be up, I think it's for 9 days. I think I said 10 days. It's like 9 days or 7 days, something like that. So if you want in, I'll put the link below. Come and join us and let's get our glow on. So again, this isn't about light and love and spiritually bypassing and feeling glowy. We're not doing that together. We're going to access the emotions. We're going to access the body, and we're going to really focus on our relationships. So yeah, sending you all so much love and kisses and all of the good things. And keep yourself letting it out, right? Every day for the next 7 days, keep letting it out. And just notice what happens to your body. Notice what happens to your glow levels. Notice what happens to your mood, and notice what happens to your power. Notice if your power comes rushing back in. Bye, goddesses. Bye.